Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have any audio on this? Maybe we do. Yes. Okay, great. Thanks. Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn, and it is the noon edition of Welcome to My World. This is Friday, the 4th of March. I just posted a couple of diagrams with the charts and the trades marked, and I'm finding this alchemy is pretty nice. I really kind of like that. So I'll go over those trades in a second. We've got these indices are all in a nice uptrend. The TF today has been the strongest one of this bunch, and that's typically, it will typically lead simply because it's the small cap. YM seems to be a little bit easier to trade. So I know a lot of people in the room are trading YM, and people should have gotten some nice trades this morning. Crude oil is up, and gold has done a little bit of everything. Early this morning, it had a trend down, and then it suddenly reversed itself right at that news. I hope everybody was paying attention at 8:30. That news gave the markets a little rock and roll. And so Fridays, when those economic numbers come out, they can certainly do that. The dollar did the same thing as did the euro. So people who trade that pair of the euro and dollar, and then bonds proceeded to put in a waterfall today on the downside, just down and down and down and down it went. These the CAD tends to follow and trade right along with crude oil, and that was certainly the case today. We've got the VIX is down right now. It's just barely over 16. It's trading 16.23, which is a heck of a lot less than 24 and 5 and 28 that we had. Oh golly, what, week and a half ago? So we've got people in this room who are posting charts and drawing their entries and exits and asking their questions. This is really great because this is how we all learn. And people wonder how and why I use this silly gray, I referred to it as the old gray chart. Before we had all this wonderful stuff, this is about what we had. And now it's easier for me to see that, but it's really hard for me to use this MVP to trail on this chart. But boy, look at this on the alchemy. If you're in this trend, I mean, I'm always looking for the closest street to get out of, or where the bus driver is the most likely. And of course, at these deviation levels, we know to expect chop, because that's what the bus driver does. Got a lot of passengers to let off and take on right there. So it causes a little intermittent chop right at the deviation levels, and frankly at all the major streets it tends to do the same thing. Crude oil bus driver has been in love with this major magnet level at 34.90 for oh golly, all day yesterday, this morning, quite a bit back and forth across there. But if you can learn to see what you're looking for your trades with one of these systems, then it's really helpful to me. I always like a confirmation of something. That's why I use the 6-tick and the 30-minute. I want to know where the market is relative to where it has been for a bigger timeline because I'm not looking to scalp uh, crude oil or anything else really. I want an entry and a certain amount of ticks or uh, what I am estimating to be the next big street. So I hope this helps. We had some, this mountain trade right here, this was a good reversal. And if anybody took this off a settlement, I almost did, and I didn't trust that it would continue up. I thought it might go down here and test the low of the day again. So I waited until I was a little bit more sure, but you can see the mountain started down, and boy, when this thing started up right here at this EMA, I mean, you had plenty of time. You could have taken it either place or even up here at the open. And I mean, if you still weren't sure and you wanted to take it up here, when you get this kind of this deviation mountain starting to form here, this is really nice. And later this afternoon, it might come back down. It can also just take a little break here and a little breather and go on up to probably the next stop is going to be up around 36.50. Yeah, 36.40 is, well, 36.40 is the next deviation. And notice that the next hour's range channel box is darn close to that. So it may make another E here and continue on up. But anytime you get 60, 70 ticks out of crude oil or something like gold, or you get quite a few ticks out of bonds, which had a wonderful trend today. You know, take your ticks to the bank and be happy. You will never, ever get every single last tick that was delivered here. In other words, even if you took crude oil right here at settlement, when you get to 60 or 70 ticks, you need to be tightening up your stop to protect those profits because it won't go up forever and ever, and maybe 3 times in a whole year. It will just steadily go on beyond that without ever backing down. So 60% of these kinds of runs, 55, 60, 65, 70, if you get 70% of this right in here, you've done a fabulous job. Don't worry about every last little tick that you left on the table. Just book your profits, mark your daily trading plan with that trade, and move on to the next trade. Or if that's it for you for the day, you're done. That's it. Be happy. So, lots and lots of nice trades, and people are. I discovered one thing today, and Lori confirmed this for me too. I noticed when she marks up her charts, she has the diagnostic candles that she uses. They're fatter than mine. And so I went through my charts today and moved my, I had mine kind of like this because I use it differently for trading crude oil than I do for TF and gold and bonds and stuff. But those slings, if you widen this thing out like she does, where it's really fatter here, and I went into data series for those right here at the wick, and on my bigger charts, I made this wick on the C's charts that I use, I made that 3, and it makes a remarkable difference on how much easier it is to spot those. You don't have to hunt. They They pop right out at you. So if you are trading C's, or if you're using C's for a confirmation, if you are trading alchemy or the iZone, I would urge you to make those wicks maybe a little bit more prominent, because they're very, very useful. So anyway, I think that's about it. Monday morning, we will not have much news, which is typical of Monday. We've got labor market conditions. But at 12 noon and at 12:30, our two of these different members of the Brain Trust are going to be speaking. And I'm not sure what they might say, but then I'm not sure they know what they might say at this point. But I think most of us right at the 12 to 12:30 are pretty much sitting on our hands. If we're going to trade in the afternoon, we wait until the lunch time is past. But later in the week, next week is not a lot of news. Tuesday isn't too much. Wednesday, we will get CAD economic numbers about 30 minutes before the crude oil inventory comes out. And those economic numbers could also affect the way crude oil behaves on Wednesday. So be careful about that. And then Thursday at 8:30, we have the standard unemployment, whatever they tell us. But there's ECB press conference, and that might have a tendency to move markets. That's the European Central Bank. And if they are going to greatly negative interest rates, or I can't imagine they're going to raise them. They're all in a tizzy right now about the possibility of the UK leaving the Eurozone. But anyway, that will be at 8:30 on Thursday, and we do need to pay attention to it. 8:30 on Friday, we will have both U.S. and Canadian economic numbers. Not a lot. Next week is not too much of a news economic number week, but the following week is FOMAC meeting. So that the 15th and 16th, we're going to be real busy because we have the FOMAC meetings, and we also that week we're going to be rolling the indices, and we're going to be rolling crude oil. So we have new contract rolls and the FOMAC folks all at the same time. Anyway, I think that's about it for my news for today. I hope everybody has a wonderful and a safe weekend, and keep posting these charts and asking questions. And if you're new, don't give up. You will get this. It's just a little bit crazy at first, but after a while, it really does start to make more and more sense. So anyway, have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you on Monday. This has been my view from my world in Apex Land, brought to you by Apex Investing. Thanks.